We are live! It's episode 31 of Vindication. My name is Alexander Shaw. I am joined by the chairman of the CWL, and we are just 7 days away from Battle Lines.
You know, Battle Lines is always one of the most exciting times of the year, and I can't wait to see what the CWL Superstars bring this year.
Absolutely. And speaking of Battle Lines, one member of the Vindication Women's Battle Lines team will be competing here in tag team action as Kaylin with Sarah LeBlanc in the DGC goes up against the Hunt. The Hunt have been running through the tag division as of late, but DGC looking to put a halt to those plans.
It's always good whenever the DGC is here together once again, but honestly, against the Hunt, I don't really see how they walk out with a win, especially with all the momentum the Hunt has had recently.
The opening match of Vindication is a tag team match set for 1 fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 324 pounds, her threat, Tiffany Quinn, the Hunt.
The Hunt making their way into the ring here, and as we've been saying, they've been running through the tag division. They just recently beat, Amber Arcade and Lady Britannia. They have beaten almost everyone there is to beat. You've got to feel a win over the DGC here cements them as the top contenders.
And their opponents, Sarah LeBlanc, Kaylin DGC.
And as the DGC makes their way down to the ring, Kaylin, you've got to feel, is trying to keep the momentum high. They have been on quite the win streak as of late, and you've got to feel going into Battle Lines, keeping that win streak alive would be, honestly, probably very good for their team.
Well, let's look at it this way. Kaylin not only defeated Marilyn Benson twice, she also defeated Belle Florent here last week. Now, the Hunt collectively do have a victory over Olivia Mistral and Catherine Love, and that's because the tag team chemistry is just on a whole other level. We're going to see if Belle Florent is going to fall once again to Kaylin, or if this chemistry between the Hunt is just going to be too much to overcome.
We'll have to see. Call up Otai to start things off, and we've mentioned Kaylin's won 3 of her last 4 matches. You've got to feel she'd love to make it 4 out of her last 5 going into Battle Lines. But the Hunt, like we've also been saying, been on a winning streak in tag team action. Someone must lose that good record.
And I mean, let's be honest here, Alex, just for 1 second. That loss by Kaylin was to Rox, the current Vindication Women's Champion. Somebody that hasn't been able to be defeated ever since she won that championship back at Mary Mayhem. That's nothing to scoff at. I think Kaylin has a very, very good record here lately. And if you were to ask me, I think she's got what it takes to beat the Hunt here.
Very well could. But of course, it's not about Kaylin beating the Hunt. It's about the DGC. And you've got to wonder if maybe Kaylin and Sarah LeBlanc, maybe just their tag team chemistry is just not on the same level of that as the Hunt.
It might not be, but you know who is actually watching this match very closely? I guarantee it. It's going to be the Black Rose. The Black Rose has taken back the DGC before her suspension was lifted, just for a little bit of a training session. And we saw a completely different Kaylin come out of it. Sarah LeBlanc, on the other hand, still kind of showing the same issues.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see like the two different pupils of the Black Rose. We see Kaylin, who has definitely begun to perform above her station as of late, and then Sarah LeBlanc, who has not been doing as well.
Oh, look at that. The spear connects right there by Tiffany Quinn, but Kaylin kicks out at one. Very, very impressive. Strong kick out still. And now Tiffany Quinn going after the arm, twisting it over, and now going for the leg.
Yeah, looking to get a tap-out victory here against Kaylin is Tiffany Quinn, but Kaylin, no stranger to the tap-out game herself, not going to get submitted that easily.
Oh, look at that. Out of nowhere, she just flips it over into an elbow to the face. And now Tiffany Quinn is in full control of this matchup, but Kaylin gets right back into it. It's as if that elbow didn't even phase her.
And also probably didn't help Tiffany Quinn's case that she took a moment to gloat and to egg Kaylin on. You do not want to get overconfident against Kaylin. We know Tiffany Quinn was able to beat Sarah LeBlanc just last week, but that's no right to be cocky.
Look at that. Tiffany Quinn just drove Kaylin's face right into that middle turnbuckle, using all the strength in her legs. As now Tiffany Quinn picks up Kaylin. She's got her up on the shoulders, fireman's carry position. And what has she got in mind here? Oh, she's just going to drop her right there on the top ropes. Those are steel wires under there.
Yeah, hanging her out to dry, and now went for the headbutt, gets caught into the jawbreaker though, and now, what's Kaylin got in mind here? Huge neck breaker from Kaylin.
And I look at her, she was pandering to the crowd, and then she just told him to forget about it. As now Kaylin got one clothesline, two clotheslines, now a leg whip. Looks like Kaylin's getting all kinds of fired up, but Tiffany Quinn very, very smart to roll to the outside. She knew that she was in trouble, and she didn't want to give Kaylin that advantage.
Yes, as we've seen Kaylin been putting people away with that Fisherman Buster as of late, you've got to feel if she hits that, this one could be all over.
And you saw Belle Florent there maybe looking for a tag, but instead Tiffany Quinn and Kaylin taking the fight to the outside as the ref begins counting. We do have up until the 20 count to get back inside the ring, so these women have a bit of time to still do some damage out here before we get them counted out.
And Kaylin does not want to get into a strike contest with Tiffany Quinn, either it's outside the ring, inside the ring, wherever it may be. But regardless, Tiffany Quinn using those strikes to advantage and gaining the advantage. And I guess I spoke too soon. Commentator's curse, back at it again.
Now, who do you think a win benefits more here, Alex? Do you think the DGC need to get a win to prove to the Hunt that they are the better team, or do the Hunt need to prove to themselves that they can become number one contenders by getting another win here?
I think that the Hunt, it's one of those things where both teams sort of need a win. If I had to say who needs it more, it may be the Hunt, as the Kaylin, to her credit, has that guaranteed big match coming up at Battle Lines. Whereas the Hunt, they don't necessarily know when or if they're going to be getting that title shot, so they need to make the most of this opportunity here.
And we see that suplex right there connect by Kaylin. I think you're right. As of right now, the Hunt is not going to be at Battle Lines, and they want to do everything that they can to possibly be on that card, but it looks like Kaylin is not going to let it happen.
Drops her right on the back of her head. That's been putting away everyone as of late, but Belle Florent, knowing that Tiffany Quinn was probably knocked square out right there, came in to break it up.
Very, very smart partnership right there between Belle Florent and Tiffany Quinn. Look at that. Tiffany Quinn not only gets up, but she delivers a beautiful spear to Kaylin as she's right back in control as the referee comes back to our realm here. And now, oh, I thought she was going to go for a pinfall, but instead, she's going to go for the submission.
Got that armbar leg lock locked in, trying to make Kaylin tap out here, wrenching on it, but not able to get the submission. And Tiffany Quinn had a golden opportunity to tag out there, but Belle Florent had been taken out by Sarah LeBlanc, as Kaylin may have just had a few teeth taken out by Tiffany Quinn in that pump kick. And
now Tiffany Quinn very smart to roll to the other side of the ring where Sarah LeBlanc could not get to her. But Sarah LeBlanc knew exactly what was happening, and she got in a little bit earlier. As we see Tiffany Quinn get fired up the only way she knows how. She is the Mosh Pit Princess for a reason.
Now went for the spear, but Kaylin was ready for it this time. Huge knee to the top of the dome piece. As now goes into the cover. Hook of the leg. 2. No.
And look at that. Kaylin knew that may have not been enough, and instead of being frustrated, she is right back on the attack as Tiffany Quinn with an arm drag able to get a bit of an opening, and it looks like that's all she needed to get right back in control.
Got him up on the ropes here. Does Tiffany Quinn, and this is not looking good for Kaylin. I think both members of this match currently need to make a tag in a bad way right now.
I actually agree. I think that the exhaustion might be starting to set in here, especially with all the action that's been happening as of late. As we see Tiffany Quinn just put all of her weight on Kaylin. Both of these women need to tag out. The sooner the better, because then you might get the advantage that you need in order to get the victory.
And I think we might be about to see here. No, wait, Kaylin able to push her up, not able to get the tag to Belle Florent, but Tiffany Quinn making the most out of a bad situation. Shoves Kaylin face first into that turnbuckle.
Look at that once again. She is celebrating the only way she knows how as Tiffany Quinn now goes to the corner. What does she have in mind here?
Might not been a celebration. It might have been a call for the end. Tiffany Quinn's got it lined up. Night Owl connects to the back of the head.
After the Night Owl, she goes right into the pinfall. Belle Florent is already coming in. But again, Sarah LeBlanc ensuring that this match does continue for the DGC.
And here's the thing, Sarah LeBlanc is entirely fresh. She has not been in this match at all, and I think Tiffany Quinn's looking to take her out here. This tarantula locked in. And a big boot to the head.
Just a kick to the face right there to ensure that Sarah LeBlanc does indeed go out. As Kaylin goes to the outside, very close to her DGC sister right there. Oh, look at that. She just dropped her right on the apron.
Tiffany Quinn now getting back into control of things. The kick gets checked by Kaylin. And now on the outside, I think was looking for that fisherman's driver. That could have done some serious damage, but Tiffany Quinn able to roll her way out of it.
Kaylin now gets back inside. Tiffany Quinn in a lot of trouble. Oh, look at that. She connects with the elbow to the gut. As now Tiffany Quinn, she's going to flip her over right there with that leg sweep. Doesn't go for the pinfall like she usually does. But these two women have to be looking for the tag sooner rather than later.
And now, maybe looking for a bow and arrow submission hold here is Tiffany Quinn. Got her up there in the bow and arrow. The phenomenal core strength by the Mosh Pit Princess. And now locking it into the Dragon Sleeper. But not able to get it.
Both women thinking the exact same thing. I think their legs met in the middle, but Kaylin reacted a little bit sooner as she's once again going for that fisherman driver.
Drops her right on her head. Belle gonna try and come in and break it up, but she does once again.
Does Belle Florent have something as referees? This is the second time she's done this.
I think she's just trying to hit the next closest target to breaking up that pinfall. And the referee was just a bit closer than Tiffany Quinn was.
As we see the Anaconda Vice there locked in by Kaylin, but Tiffany Quinn was able to get out, and she was met by a super kick in return. Could that have actually knocked out Kaylin right there? Sarah LeBlanc didn't get there in time to break it up, but Kaylin still had enough to kick out there.
And now going again for that armbar leg lock combination is the Mosh Pit Princess, looking to make Kaylin tap out here. This would be disastrous for the DGC. Tiffany Quinn just yanking on that knee, but not able to get it. Kaylin rather, slips out of that hold, but gets caught into that flipping of side Russian leg sweep.
And look, I think she finally had enough. Kaylin finally tags in Sarah LeBlanc. And again, like you said, Sarah is fresh. She has not been in this match legally yet, but she has taken some damage.
But Tiffany Quinn able to just stuff out that comeback there from Sarah LeBlanc, catches her into the headlock, but trying to drag over to the corner was no dice. Wild lariat misses from Sarah LeBlanc, and now just raking at the eyes is Tiffany Quinn. And now finally tags in Belle. Both of the fresh competitors are in this match. I think Sarah might be a little bit fresher, however. And now Belle targeting the arm. Sarah checks the kick. Big punch from Belle right to the gut. And now, what she got in mind here? Butterfly suplex there by Belle Florent.
I think now that Belle Florent and Sarah LeBlanc are in, it's going to be interesting to see who is able to not only get the most momentum out of this, but if they're going to be able to capitalize. As we see, Tiffany Quinn is still on the apron. Kaylin just now getting to her feet.
Almost disastrous that she was out for that long. But now Sarah LeBlanc making a tag to Kaylin. Kaylin now getting back into this match. The kick combinations into the knee strike. Goes to sweep the leg. Belle had it ready. And now lifting up Kaylin. Got her up for the target mark.
The target mark connects, and could this have been it? The referee's right there, 2, and that is it. The Hunt has picked up the victory here on Vindication.
The Hunt blow through another tag team. Obviously, the DGC brought the fight, but it was not enough here tonight.
The winners of the match, the team of Belle Florent, Tiffany Quinn, the Hunt.
Well, congratulations go to the Hunt as they have picked up yet another victory. And if you were to ask me, I don't think that the DGC, or rather the Black Rose and the Best Enemies, have anything to say to deny them a title opportunity. But hold on.
We saw everyone hang to the back. Kaylin's still in the ring, and we see Olivia Michelle and Alexandra Marie taken out backstage, and that's the openweight champion, Catherine Love, taken out.
1 second, we know who this is.
Liza Horror, the newest signing to Nemesis, and it looks like the whole of Team Nemesis is here to get a little bit of payback on Team Vindication.
I mean, can you blame them? You see what Team Vindication has been doing over on Nemesis the past few weeks. It's been almost a month now that Vindication has come over to Nemesis, and they just wreaked havoc.
And now we see Kaylin getting surrounded. Nowhere for Kaylin to go. Goes to try and fight off Quinn Edwards, sends Quinn Edwards to the floor, does Kaylin, but in comes Liza Horror, and she's going to make Kaylin taste the horror.
Personally, I think that this is just desserts, as look at that, Liza Horror looking for a microphone, and I guess she's got a few words here to say to us.
Returning fire from Team Nemesis here tonight as they make a statement on Vindication. And if I understand what they just said correctly, they're calling Vindication to come fight them at Nemesis. We could be seeing a preview of Battle Line 7 days early.
Here's what's worrisome to me, though. There's 3 of them and 4 Vindication. I don't like those numbers. I don't like those odds.
Well, the numbers game is certainly against Nemesis. And speaking of the numbers game, Zyro Toa has been taking the fight to the Church of Steel to try and even out the numbers game advantage they have over their opponents. Last week, we saw him take out Jack Steele before Max Sherman and Vitteri's match. Tonight, Jack Steele is looking for a measure of revenge against Saratoga. Let's see how this one shakes out.
The following match is set for a 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 206 pounds, from Brooklyn, New York, representing the Church of Steel, Saint Jack Steele.
You know, it is Battle Line season, and I know that a lot of people like to start getting in groups and everything. But the one group that's always had a big question mark above their head, whether there's allegiances or there's more people coming, has been the Church of Steel. Personally, I think this current iteration is one of the strongest, and I have no idea how Max Sherman and Zyrotoa are going to be able to fight back against this, and if they're even going to be able to find a third person to help them out.
I mean, that's the thing. We've been talking about the numbers game all night. You know, the Church of Steel has 4 total members. That's a lot of extra eyes you have to keep, you know, in the back of your head.
And his opponent, weighing 248 pounds, by ways of the island of Samoa, Zero Toya.
And here's someone who's been sort of making a little bit of a resurgence over the past couple months after a rocky start to the season. Zyrotoa coming down to the ring now, and we saw him pick up a win against Gutierrez, I believe, at the pre-show of Verdict. And that's what sort of helped kick off his sort of allegiance against the Church of Steel.
Yeah, Zyrotoa, he's been looking for his next breakout performance. He had a fantastic beginning to his career here in the CWL, and then he just kind of faltered to the side. I think Pistolero was what shook his confidence when we began the season, if I'm being honest. But now it looks like he's a completely brand new Zyro. It looks like he's a completely new man, and I can't wait to see what he does here against Jack Steele and to see if he can continue his winning ways.
And right off the bat, you can already see what type of match this is going to be. Zyrotoa's power versus Jack Steele's quickness. And we're going to see which one comes out on top, or maybe Zyrotoa's quickness is going to come out on top, because he just launched himself like he was getting launched out of a cannon at Jack Steele.
This man knows how to schmoove.
He do be schmoovin' though. And now, just lighting up. He's not just schmoovin' with the feet, he's schmoovin' with the fists as well. He is lighting up Jack Steele right now. I don't think Jack Steele was ready for this.
And now we see Jack Steele right there being sent to the outside by a swift punch. And now a swift kick to the chest as well. Zyrotoa is just an incredible specimen here. And he is just completely dismantling Jack Steele.
Absolutely, but he can't afford himself to get too cocky with it. I mean, we've seen Jack Steele take a beating and then come back in the latter halves of the match. But Zyrotoa definitely taken the fight to the so-called saint, but that big boot might have just evened things out just a bit.
And we see the referee count up to 6, but Zyrotoa not even waiting. He just sends Jack Steele back to the inside. He did have until the 20 counts, but he wants to continue to do damage as a big headbutt right there connects right to the forehead. And now Zyrotoa just using all his weight to mess up the back of Jack Steele.
Yeah, not looking good right now for the head priest of the Church of Steel. As now goes for another headbutt. This time Jack Steele able to evade, but Jack Steele's not been able to get too much going in the way of offense. And as soon as I say it, that big bicycle Yakuza kick knocks down Zyrotoa.
Zyro, though, gets the knees up right there to go right into the back of Jack Steele. Look at that! The kind of agility and movement that Zyrotoa brings to the table for a man his size is just absolutely insane.
You're right, he is schmoovin'. I did not expect this from Zyrotoa. I said Jack Steele was going to be the one bringing out the speed in this one, and Zyrotoa's been proving me wrong ever since the opening bell. And now we're seeing the Chimera Plex from Zyrotoa. This is not looking good for Jack Steele. This is going all against the plan.
And now Zyrotoa could have actually just picked up the victory over Jack Steele. That's 2. And that's it. Zyrotoa just dismantled Jack Steele.
I am absolutely shocked. Zyrotoa, since the opening bell, just blitzed Jack Steele. Jack Steele did not get a chance to get in any of his offense. Zyrotoa just had an answer for everything he was doing. Perhaps Jack Steele still feeling the effects of that attack last week. But this was a big win for Zyrotoa.
The winner of the match, Zyrotoa.
Well, Zyrotoa with the big win over Jack Steele. And you've got to feel that, you've mentioned that we might have to be worried about the numbers game or, Zyrotoa and Max Sherman going up against Church of Steel, but Zyrotoa may have just proven he's anything but confident right now. He's extremely confident as now Max Sherman is laying out Griteri in the backstage area.
Now that explains why the Church of Steel was not out here like normal. As we see Max Sherman taking out Griteri, this may have actually been happening during the match. Max Sherman dropping that briefcase right on Griteri, doing as much damage as he needs to, I guess, keep him away from the ring to not come help Jack Steele. But where's Isaac?
Isaac getting taken out by Zishville Horror. We know those two went to war last season. And is Zishville Horror joining up with Max Sherman and Zyrotoa?
Oh, I would assume so. Zistro Horror has never really fought alongside anybody else. This will be the first time that we see him fight alongside somebody, and it looks like he has picked the target of the Church of Steel.
Well, that was certainly a statement made by the people that are fighting against the Church of Steel. And now, speaking of people that have fought against Church of Steel, someone who is no stranger to them, Jack Thunderheart, will be defending his Vindication World Championship at Battle Lines against Pistolero and this man right here, Ebac. Tonight, this is Ebac's chance to prove that he deserves to be in that match, as he just lost to Pistolero, and if he loses to Thunderheart, both men in the match will have already beaten him. That is not a good look for the Hyrulean High Flyer.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, your Vindication Heavyweights Champion, Jack Thunderheart.
Now Jack Thunderheart, the new Vindication World Heavyweight Champion. Many weren't considering him a possibility to have even won that match with Michael Young. Many didn't give him a fighting chance. But here he is with that belt around his waist, proving people wrong.
Well, let's lay it all out here on the cover here for a sec. He didn't just beat Michael Young. He knocked his ass out.
Absolutely. And, fair play to him. But if he thinks beating Michael Young to be hard, at Battle Lines, he has to face 2 of the best that CWL has to offer at once. The one being this man right here.
And his opponent, weighing 217 pounds, from Norwich, England, the conductor of the controller, Ebac.
Ebac making his way down to the ring, coming off of a big win against Jasper Star and Verdict, but also a loss to Pistolero a couple weeks ago on Vindication. You've got to feel it is gut check time here tonight for Ebac to pick up that momentum going into Battle Lines.
Ebac has always been one of those people that everybody always writes off just because he's not the biggest guy. He's not the fastest guy. He is what a lot of people would probably call average. But the one thing that he has is an immense heart. This guy does not quit. And that is why he is a former world champion. And he wants to do it once again when the brightest lights are on. And that is going to be at Battle Lines.
And I mean, hey, he won that title in a triple threat match at Midsummer's Mayhem. So in terms of triple threat matches under the bright lights, Ebac is one of the best there is. Can lightning strike twice in 7 days' time?
Well, we're going to find out, but tonight it is him versus Thunderheart, the current Vindication champion. We haven't really seen Thunderheart be in much trouble as of late, and it's going to be interesting to see if Ebac is the one that can bring that out of him this week. Look at that. A beautiful swinging neck breaker by Ebac has already sent Thunderheart reeling to the outside.
Yes, as now these two brawling on the outside of the ring. Thunderheart and Ebac just trading strikes out by the fans here. And I've got to say, Thunderheart has had a very quick rise, I feel like, to the upper echelon of the CWL, especially to the world title. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that he was just trying to get above a 50% win record, and now he's been on such a roll ever since Mary Mayhem that he's managed to get himself a shot at the world title, and then he won the damn thing.
You know, a lot of people really attribute that team up with MD, because once him and MD were starting to see on the same page, once him and MD started really, creating that relationship, that turned a switch in Thunderheart's head. I don't know if they trained together, I don't know if they've done anything special together, but ever since that partnership happened, it's been a completely different Jack Thunderheart here.
Absolutely. But at the same time, Ebac is not someone who is going to be beaten by anyone. You have to you're going to have to bring your best anytime you step in the ring with Ebac.
And look at that, Thunderheart already twisting the head of Ebac. He knows that he's got to do more damage other than just his regular arsenal. He has got to bring something new to the table that Ebac may not be aware of, or something where Thunderheart knows what he can just, knock somebody out. Because that's what he did at Verdict.
Absolutely, that blue Thunderheart bomb was, I believe, what knocked out Michael Young, and it could do the same here tonight against Ebac. But Ebac, like we said, he is a doormat to nobody. And he is looking to, I think, bring the fight to Jack Thunderheart, and I think he's willing to bring the moonsault attack to Jack Thunderheart.
It was definitely super effective there, but Jack Thunderheart was able to still come out of it with a little bit of HP left, I think.
Yes, but that's the thing. How much is left in the tank of Jack Thunderheart as Ebac now is lining up Jack Thunderheart to put him away with the NVIDIA driver. Spikes him on his head, rolls him over. This could be Ebac's chance to pin the champion. 2, and Ebac proving that he deserves to be in that match on Sunday. And now the champion has just been pinned 7 days before defending his title. You've got to feel that is not a good showcase for the champion here tonight.
I'm not going to lie right now. I'm speechless.
The winner of the match, the conductor of the controller, Ebac.
Ebac did such an incredible job here today, and honestly, some people were questioning why he was being included in that Battle Lines match, including Pistolero. But now he has proven that he belongs here and that he is ready for Battle Lines. But speaking of Pistolero, we hear that he's got a few words to say.
Long time ago, there's a guy named Matt Hughes. He's one of the greatest champions of his era. And Matt Hughes had some interesting ideas about success. See, it was his opinion that you weren't really a champion until you defended your belt. I'm inclined to agree, but I would take it a step further. I think if you want to be a true champion, a champion among champions, a guy like me, or Hell, a guy like Ebak. You don't just gotta win that belt, you gotta do something with it. You gotta prove a point with it. You've gotta own it. I think Jack Thunderheart knows this. I think Jack Thunderheart knows that his name is not up there with the Michael Youngs or the Tommy Hazards or the Alex Graveses or the Chris Princesses or the Pistoleros or the Ebaks or the Ricky Valentines. His name's just not in there. It might be if he can survive against me and Ebak at the same time at Battle Lines. That might be the thing. That might be the thing that keeps us from looking back in a few months and going like, oh yeah, you remember when Jack Thunderheart won the title? Wasn't that weird? And I respect his effort because there's a lot of people, they win that title, they go home. Say, I had one. But the best of us, we don't want one. We don't want two. We don't even want five. We want countless moments. Enough moments to build a lifetime within this business. That's why I signed up with Starjammer, because I felt that under that representation, with that kind of financial backing, I could afford more of those moments. But the truth is, I don't really need them. Neither does Ebak. Two of us, we're pretty much legends. Win, lose, or draw. But Thunderheart. If Thunderheart walks into Battle Lines, that belt over his shoulder, and he walks out with nothing but regret, there's nothing that guy's gonna have to carry his name through the annals of CWL history. It's just not gonna be there. And that is a very large risk. It's a very hedged bet when you're dealing with me. Never mind Ebak. Never mind him. One of the greatest names in the sport right now. Current Ring Classic World Champion. Never fucking mind him. He's not anywhere close to the most dangerous thing in that ring. Because if Jack Thunderheart cannot survive that triple threat, you will nothing but a single drop of rain. But me, I will remain.
Well, a message has been sent from Pistolero to the champion. And from one Starjammer LLC member to another, Yui Nishimura goes up against Lady Britannia.
You know, Yui Nishimura has the opportunity of a lifetime at Battle Lines to become the Vindication Women's Champion. But that is a mighty tall task that she faces, no pun intended. I wish Lady Britannia luck, but I know we saw what Yui Nishimura did at Verdict. This is going to be very, very tough.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing Starjammer LLC, weighing 195 pounds, from Sapporo, Japan, the Shoot Fighter Princess, Yui Nishimura.
Yui Nishimura, the J-pop shoot fighter, making her way into the ring. And she is coming off of one of the most talked about wins in CWL history at Verdict, that cage fight against Danielle Wright. And now she has a chance to knock out the Vindication Women's Champion next week.
And her opponent, weighing 120 pounds, from Newcastle upon Tyne, England, Lady Britannia.
Now, we talk about Yui Nishimura having the opportunity of a lifetime. But, Alex, do you think this is also an opportunity of a lifetime for Lady Britannia if she manages to defeat Yui Nishimura here today?
I absolutely do. I mean, Yui Nishimura has been on an absolute roll since coming to the main roster of the CWL. And I think if Lady Britannia can get up here and say that she was the one to halt that momentum right before the Rocks match, I mean, I think it would do wonders for her career. I mean, we saw what it did for Kaylin. She halted Marilyn Benson's momentum right before her match with Rocks, and then Marilyn Benson lost to Rocks, and Kaylin has now been on this upward trajectory. Maybe this is the win Lady Britannia needs.
Could very well be, as now the bell has rung. Both of these ladies are ready to go. And now Yui Nishimura immediately going for a scoop slam right there, hooking the arm towards the back.
And now continuing to target the arm, maybe going to be looking for that stay hyped cross arm bar later on, which would be a very effective strategy, to say the least, from Yui Nishimura. And now going for an early pinfall, looking to waste that arm strength of Britannia.
You know, one thing that I think Lady Britannia really needs to watch out for here is we saw how brutal Yui Nishimura was inside that cage, brutally knocking out Danielle Wright. We kind of had an idea of what all that entailed, but, you know, now that we saw it in action under MMA rules, Lady Britannia really needs to watch out for all the kicks and everything, because she herself could end up getting knocked out.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw the kick in it knock out Danielle Wright square in the face. I mean, one shot to the face could be enough to knock out Lady Britannia here, so she needs to be careful. Watch out for that knockout shot and maybe try and land one of her own as she goes up and shoves Yui Nishimura face first into that second turnbuckle.
You know, Lady Britannia in full control of this matchup so far. Oh, but there it is. Look at that elbow connect right, I think, to the nose of Lady Britannia, and a rolling clothesline as now Yui Nishimura is trying to attempt to get back into this matchup. She got a hold of that arm.
Got a hold of the arm, wrenching on it here. Trying to almost, again, trying to set up herself for that armbar later on in the match. And if she gets it, I think the damage might be done enough where Lady Britannia might be forced to tap out.
Oh, and look at that, a shoulder tackle by Yui Nishimura. Even though she is tiny, she does have a lot of force behind her.
Absolutely. I mean, enough force to knock someone out, and that's what's going to be so interesting about the match with Vox, is that, yes, Vox is a much more physically imposing person, but you can make the argument that Yui Nishimura might be a more dangerous competitor than Vox. Because, yes, Vox is big and strong and massive, but Yui Nishimura, with one strike, can knock you out if she lands it correctly.
I think a good way to really put that into some perspective and kind of talk about what you're saying is that Rox uses her power and her imposing size to kind of put that intimidation into others. On the other hand, Yui Nishimura is precise because she doesn't need to outsmart you. She doesn't need to outstrike you. She just needs to land that one good shot and it's lights out.
Oh, jeez, we saw Lady Britannia. They're going for a frog splash to the outside. Yui Nishimura, we talked about her being precise, able to get the knees up. And, you know, we were talking about the difference of styles. Vox is very much so swinging a cleaver at her opponents, whereas Yui Nishimura prefers to use a scalpel. And right now she is picking apart the arm of Lady Britannia there with that armbar over the ropes. Not able to get the submission victory with it, but definitely did some damage. Britannia, though, aggroing her on there.
Oh, look at that. Lady Britannia, beautiful head scissors right there. Flips over Yui Nishimura as now she is going up top. Lady Britannia, what does she have in mind here?
Going again for the frog splash, but again, Nishimura able to get the knees up. And now these two just trading strikes in the middle of the ring. Kick to the gut. Yoshi Tonic connects.
Third
Going
time's
in
the charm,
for
right?
third time. I mean, yeah, gonna keep going for it until she eventually hits it. Going for a third frog splash, but again, Nishimura just has it scouted. And now sends her into the corner. Does Nishimura clothesline to the back of the head? These two just going back and forth right now. Lady Britannia tossing her off the ropes. Oh, Lady Nishimura able to dodge her there, and now setting her up for a back suplex into a Uranagi. And Nishimura not able to get the 3 count there. Only 2 on Lady Britannia, and now continuing to target the arm, but this time Britannia getting to a vertical base early, not letting Nishimura start picking it apart at the elbow. And now though, Frankensteiner just stops any momentum Britannia was trying to build.
Oh, and I think she's getting ready for it here, Alex. She's geared up, and look at that. The #1 hit.
Check the charts. This one is over. Yui Nishimura is ready for rocks. No, wait. Britannia is not going out just yet.
Lady Britannia showing a bit of moxie here. She does not want to go down to Yui Nishimura. She wants to prove to everybody here and to everybody at home that she can bring it. But, oh, that judo throw. The punch was caught by Yui Nishimura, and that is it right there. The kick in it has connected. Lady Britannia has got to be out.
No, she's not even going for the win. She's looking to continue to target the arm, maybe trying to send a message to Rox. And now going into the cover, hook of the leg. Britannia not saying die. But I think the Yui Nishimura is looking to prove that that wasn't a one-hit wonder, and they're looking for a second #1 hit, topping the charts, hooking the leg, and Yui Nishimura. How? How is Lady Britannia still kicking out?
It's called determination here, Alex. As you can see, Lady Britannia is just defiant. She does not want to go down. She wants to do the same thing that Kaylin did and go in and possibly make a name for herself here tonight.
She might get a chance to. She's got her up on her shoulders, looking for the Geordie driver. She's got her hooked up and connects for the upset. Is Britannia going to do it? Hooks the leg. And Lady Britannia with the major upset.
Lady Britannia just defeated the #1 contender for the Vindication Women's Championship with one Geordie driver.
And not only that, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, that might be Nishimura, if not her first, her second, only like her second loss here since coming to Vindication. She has been nigh unstoppable, but Lady Britannia capitalized on maybe Yui Nishimura getting a bit cocky towards the end and put her away with the Geordie driver. This is not a good look for the #1 contender.
The winner of the match, Lady Britannia.
I am absolutely in shock here, Alex, as Lady Britannia has just shocked the world here on Vindication. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very special look at something here for Ricky Valentine versus Michael Young for you.
Introducing the challenger from Melbourne, Australia, weighing in at 253 pounds, Michael Young. From Kill Devil Hill, North Carolina, weighing in at 240 pounds, he is the National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion, gorgeous Ricky Valentine.
We fought wars for that belt. Ricky and I were working Broadways every night. That's what that belt meant to us.
Every match was back and forth. Neither one of us gave an inch. We both know each other in the ring, so, well, it was magic.
Ricky and I were rivals. We were best friends. We were brothers. Sometimes brothers fight.
We were brothers. There was a mutual respect there. I was leaving for CWL.
There were rumors that Ricky would be leaving, maybe going to this new company, CWL. And I knew this was the last chance I had to win that title.
And I knew he was coming for my spot. So, I put everything I had into that match.
So I took my chance. I threw everything at the wall to see what would stick. But Ricky just wouldn't quit.
I wasn't giving up.
That's when I knew just what I had to do.
That's when he did the unthinkable.
Different look in his eyes right now as he's looking for a weapon at the bottom of the ring as he pulls out the table. Hold on, is that barbed wire on the table?
Oh my god.
Michael Young, you can't be doing this, Mikey. Come on. Mikey, snap out of it. Oh
my god. We need doctors. We need doctors down here right. Hey, come on.
Let go of that chair right now. Michael Young, this is a competitive place. This is not about personal vendettas. Whatever you have against Ricky Valentine, stop it right now. Do not do the
No. Oh!
I'm done.
Oh my god.
Well, as we had that look into the past of Ricky Valentine and Michael Young, we look to the future, 7 days from now, where these two teams will be facing off against each other in respective singles action. Jasper Starr versus Alex Grays and Harris versus Sergeant Hunter. Tonight they go against each other, tag team action. This is sure to be...
for this.
I was about to say, it's about to be a very exciting match, to say the least.
The following tag team match is set for one fall. Introducing first, Jasper Starr and his tag team partner, Sergeant Hunter.
You know, it's interesting. Just gonna put this out there. It's interesting that Jasper Starr has a thing against Legends of CWL, and yet he's teaming up with one.
Is this a team, though, however, by choice or just by circumstance? I mean, I'm sure, it could be a matter of, he's friends for now, but an enemy down the line, and I guess we're waiting on Sergeant Hunter to make his way or not make his way to the ring. He seems to be going to the parking garage and not towards the ring here. Did Sergeant Hunter just bail on Jasper Star?
And their opponents, Herax and his tag team partner, Alex Graves.
We saw him pound on it there. We know what he wants. He's been asking for a no-holds-barred match against Sergeant Hunter. I mean, whether or not we'll be getting it is still up in the air, but tonight Harris is going up against Jasper Star, and listen, I like Jasper Star. I think he's a very talented individual, but he's got to go up against both Harris and Alex Graves seemingly by himself. That does not seem like a good chance of winning.
You know, I like Jasper Star just like you, and I think that maybe he's just a little bit misguided, hating the legends of CWL. But if I'm him right now, I feel justified. Sergeant Hunter just walked out on him. This is not going to help his paranoia that the CWL legends are people that don't want to help the young people here in CWL.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think we could see now there's multiple targets for Jasper Star. I mentioned how Sergeant Hunter, he might be a friend for tonight and an enemy in the future. I think it's guaranteed now that Jasper Star has his sights on Sergeant Hunter down the line.
Well, here comes the man that Jasper Star does have his eye on for sure, as we have confirmed that Alex Graves and Jasper Star will be facing off at Battle Lines. We first assumed that they were going to be part of the ladder match, but instead, now they're going to be facing off against each other. I'm excited to see if Jasper Star can finally bring his plan to fruition. He came up a little bit short against Ebac, and that's what led Ebac to challenge for the Vindication Championship. Now, he's got Alex Graves. Alex Graves has been on a tremendous roll ever since he came back and started sporting a new look. I think that we're seeing a renaissance for Alex Graves.
We very well could be seeing. I mean, it's nearly 1 year to the day of him making his return to CWL at last season's Battle Lines, replacing an injured Colin Piper on the night of the show, a last-minute replacement. And it wasn't the best of starts for him. Now, though, he seemed to be rocking up just a little bit harder than usual. Could he be looking to continue that rock at Battle Lines against Jasper Star?
And I guess we are going to start this without Sergeant Hunter here at ringside. I don't like this for
You
Jasper.
feel bad for the kid, right? Like, obviously, you know, he's a bit of a jerk to a lot of people. Extremely disrespectful to the legends of CWL. But, like, come on, you're going in there. First of all, you're going in there against Harris, which is a health concern as it is. But also, it's a handicap match. Come on, you gotta feel for him just a bit. But Jasper Star, to his credit, taking the fight to Harris here. Go for a bit of a standing moonsault across the chest of Harris.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see how long Jasper Star can hold here. And can you imagine what it would do for his career if he does manage to defeat two CWL legends here in 2-on-1 action?
It definitely would be quite the accomplishment for Jasper Star. I mean, you'd have to feel, even if he loses to Alex Graves, beating Alex Graves and Harris in the same match, that might put him in title contention post-Battle Lines.
As now we see Alex Graves go for the pinfall attempt here. This is going to be the match that we see at Battle Lines here in just 7 days. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 7 days away from one of the biggest shows that the CWL holds every single year. We're going to be live in Chicago, and Alex Graves and Jasper Star will be one of the matches that you will see there.
Absolutely, and That's a match that has the potential to steal the whole show in terms of quality of match. But, you know, it's got to be said right now, though, maybe Jasper Star won't make it to Battle Lines if, you know, Harris and Alex Graves put too much of a beating on him.
Oh, Alex Graves jacks the jaw right there, a little bit of Jasper Star. But Jasper able to come right back and now sends Alex to the corner. Catches him. It looks like that he just plants him down there face first, and Alex Graves is very smart to roll to the outside.
Very smart indeed. And now Alex Graves tagging in Harris. And I think they're looking to put a possible finishing touch on Jasper Star there. Double military press slam. Count it. Not even a 1 count. Jasper Star just kicking out before 1. And now hitting that sit-out sliced bread. And now walking in, got the chicken wing locked in, that chicken wing crossface. Looking to make Harris tap out. Jasper Star looking to pull off the upset.
Oh, but it looked like Harris right there used his expertise to be able to get out of that very, very deadly hold. That would have been such a massive win for Jasper Star, not only defeating Harris, but also a former Vindication champion.
Absolutely. I mean, a win over either of these two men is impressive, and then a win over both of them at the same time would be godlike. And now fighting off Harris, fighting off that claw, kick to the back of the head goes Star, and now sent back to the outside by Harris. Harris just taunting in the face.
Over and over again right there. We know Harris likes to have fun in the ring. Like, he seems like a very funny... Oh my God!
Yes! And his idea of fun, Mr. Chairman, is dropping people repeatedly on their head. Which is why I say Harris is maybe the most dangerous competitor in all of the CWL, as there's nothing he will not do to you or himself to come out with the win.
I mean, I was about to talk good about the guy, but he's legitimately trying to injure Jasper Star here. Your beef is with Sergeant Hunter, not with Jasper. Don't take it out on the kid.
I mean, it seems that, you know, since he was looking for Sergeant Hunter and Sergeant Hunter no-showed, he's taking that anger out on Jasper Star. Because I doubt he's all too pleased that the person he wanted to fight tonight isn't here. And now Jasper, though, able to roll Harris into the ring. And Jasper Star taunting the face of Harris, but Harris able to get the tag to Alex Graves. And now Alex Graves lighting up Jasper Star with the strikes. And now it's Alex Graves egging him on, but gets caught with a lariat. And now kick to the gut, looking to set him up. Open Graves to Jasper Star.
That's got to be it. This Jasper Star tried his best, but Alex Graves and Harris were just too much to overcome.
The winners of the match, Harris and his tag team partner, Alex Graves.
Well, an expected win, to say the least here, for Harris and Alex Graves, and that's at no fault of Jasper Star. Harris gonna have to wait 7 more days to get his hands on Sergeant Hunter, but in the meantime, we move on to our main event of the evening. As William Black goes up against Edward Bronson, falls count anywhere, and of course that means the bloke breaker can be locked in anywhere, which does not spell good things for William Black.
How? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. How stupid do you have to be to challenge Edward Bronson to a false count anywhere match? Like, what? Why, William Black? Why?
The main event of Vindication is a Falls Count Anywhere match set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the Broken Standard, weighing 358 pounds, from Brisbane, Australia, Edward Bronson.
So, if you're Team Nemesis, and you're staring down the barrel of Team Vindication, I think the other 3 members of the team are like, not to say they aren't impressive, but they're manageable and, maybe expected. What the hell do you do to prepare for Edward Bronson?
You pray to whatever God you believe in, and then hope that they pray to whatever God they believe in to get you out safe.
I mean, we've seen people get all 4 eliminations in a match before, and every time it's been like, oh, it's this major surprise. Oh, Scott McKenzie did it. Oh, Sarge did it. If Edward Bronson came in there and got all 4 eliminations, he is that much of a mountain of a man that I would not be surprised. William Black has his work cut out for him, as does the rest of Team Nemesis.
Representing the Sons of Fenrir, weighing 235 pounds, from Biloxi, Mississippi, the Wolf of War, William Black.
Well, there's a fine line between courage and stupidity, and well, William Black sure seems to have a lot of courage coming in here tonight, challenging Edward Bronson. I mean, hey, if William Black can beat Bronson, that does show there are cracks in the armor. I mean, it's not like Ed Bronson is unbeatable. He's been beaten before in multi-man matches against Rubble. He is not unstoppable. If William Black plays to his strengths, he can win. But that is a very tall task ahead of the Wolf here tonight.
Well, earlier in the week, we heard William Black's reasoning for wanting to challenge Bronson. It was because he believed that if it wasn't for Bronson, he would be a tag team champion right now. He had the Wolf's clutch locked in, and then Bronson came in and broke it up. He thought that he had the champion beat. Now, obviously, we don't know how that would have evolved, or how that would have, what situation would have arisen from there, because then it would have been 1-on-1-on-1 rather than 1-on-1-on-2. And it was such a chaotic matchup. I'm still on the fence about how smart this man is. I don't think he is anymore. Challenging Bronson's one thing. Challenging him to a false count anywhere match? Get out of here.
I think if William Black has one ace in the hole, it's that he has been waiting for this match ever since Verdict, whereas Edward Bronson has been busy with other ventures, like the Battle Lines qualifier against his own teammate. And yeah, I think William Black, if he has one thing on his side, it's preparation. But you know the old saying, everyone has a plan until they get locked in the bloke breaker.
And you can see him just standing right there, just staring a freaking dagger right into William Black and running right at him and going with a clothesline. Well, it was nice knowing you, William.
William Black, to his credit, fighting to his feet, big overhand strike, from Black laying in the punches, and Edward Bronson returning some bombs of his own. Goes for Lariat. This time William Black had it scouted, and the drop kick drops the big man.
You know, William Black is not used to being the smaller man usually, but when you compare him to Edward Bronson, this size differential is actually kind of scary.
It kind of is, but at the same time, William Black has shown that he can be just as brutal as Bronson in the past, and I've got to be honest, he's bringing the fight to him so far in the early goings. All that's going to matter, though, if Edward Bronson gets that bloke breaker in, because Rubble beat Edward Bronson pillar to post in their match, and then Bronson just locked in the bloke breaker like it was nothing and it was over.
Now here you see, look at him using his size for a belly-to-belly overhead suplex. Edward Bronson is just a monster, going right into the pinfall too. But William Black kicks out. Already a 2 count. We're barely, what, a minute into this matchup?
Barely a minute, and it's got to be said, you know, Edward Bronson is maybe the predicted winner, but William Black definitely not going to go down without a fight. As we see here, kicks to the legs of Bronson. William Black going for the drop kick, not able to get it this time. And there's the knockout shot.
It's only a matter of time from here on out. That forearm is incredibly deadly, and we have seen it knock out Rubble in the past. And honestly, once that connects, it's Bronson's playground at that point.
And I think William Black was hoping to maybe use some weapons with the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation. Edward Bronson has not even given him a chance to do so, as he locks in the bloke breaker, and this is just elementary at this point, as Edward Bronson chokes out William Black in devastating fashion.
I'm so scared of this man.
The winner of the main event, Edward Bronson.
He didn't even need the false count anywhere stipulation. He did it all inside the ring. They didn't even go to the apron, I don't think. It was all inside.
William Black, to his credit, I'm sure he had a plan. But just like the bloke, the plan got broken.
Well, we see them heading to the back. Well, they're helping William Black to the back now as Edward Bronson heads to the back. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Princess wanted a little bit of time here. With only one episode to go before Battle Lines, he wants to send a final statement to Nemesis, and we're gonna find out what he's gonna say. Any guesses?
I mean, this man has been a menace over the last 2 weeks. I mean, when has he not been a menace? But he took out Tommy Hazard, which, you know what, I was totally okay with. And then he took out Ken Warlock, which seemed a lot more of, you know, those shady behind the back attacks that we normally see from Chris Princess. You've got to feel Nemesis is thoroughly pissed off, and I'm sure Chris Princess is only going to try and poke the bear even more.
But here's the thing. Just what exactly does Chris Princess do to get inside people's heads the way he does? Ken Warlock was found knocked out in the backstage area. We don't even know. We know Alexander found the body, but we don't even know what happened.
Chris Princess happened, is what happened to him. I mean, no one on either roster is quite like Chris Princess, and I think that's even an understatement to say that. I don't think there's anyone in this universe quite like Chris Princess, and he has a certain way of getting in people's heads.
Well, regardless, the team captain for Vindication is out here. Like we mentioned, hold on one second. In the middle of him getting a microphone, we just see static on the screen. We know that's usually his calling card for Chris Princess.
And MD has been taken out backstage. And there's Alex Clark. He's attacking Edward Bronson. He's able to take the big man down. Nemesis is here at full force tonight.
What the guts on Alex Clark to fight Edward Bronson? I mean, yeah, he did just have a match, but the gutsy call by Alex Clark to take the fight to the Giant here. And I don't think it's going to go well for him, if I'm being honest.
Nope, no, it is not. No, he just got tossed onto the concrete. And Alexander, the Alex and Alex connection, able to take down Edward Bronson. And Jesus, Ken Warlock.
And that has finally drawn Chris Princess to go to the back.
Dropping Colin Prince.